Crowdy spotting that. The eyes of a point guard. 4 on the shot clock. Butler down the lane. Got it!
The Miami Heat are on a revenge tour. After suffering a brutal loss in the playoffs last season, they're now back at the top of the Eastern Conference in hopes of changing things around this time. They've ramped up their squad for this season and have their eyes set on the biggest prize, the Larry O'Brien Trophy. Let's see what makes this team so dangerous and why the rest of the league should be watching out for the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat have managed to stay top of the Eastern Conference and have clinched their division by winning 15 games out of their last 20 since February 1st. At the time of this video, they're sitting at 47 wins and 26 losses. The Heat are currently ranked as 4th best in the league, with only the Phoenix Suns, Memphis Grizzlies, and Golden State Warriors ahead of them in the Western Conference. Although their 6 losses to other top teams like the Suns and Bucks does show some concern that they struggle with good competition. Half of these games were on the road where they had injuries. Nonetheless, the Heat winning 75% of their games since the start of February shows that despite all that has happened throughout the year, they're still able to stay strong and win games. Part of this huge success comes from how well they've managed to play together as a team and the amount of depth that they have. The Heat have a squad full of players who want to play and succeed together, and it shows in their Heat culture. To show you what I mean, in just their guard position alone, they have an all-star and proven veteran in Kyle Lowry, a rising star and favorite for 6th Man of the Year in Tyler Hero, and 2 sharpshooters in Duncan Robinson and Max Strus. All of these players have proven to be extremely valuable. The one that stood out the most lately has to be Tyler Hero, who is having an absolute breakout year. In his last 11 games, he's averaging an astounding 25.5 points, 3.6 assists, and 4.5 rebounds. In the points category, he's currently tied with Jimmy Butler himself, despite coming off the bench, making him a definite front runner for 6th Man of the Year in just his 3rd season out of Kentucky. This kid can absolutely ball out, and the best part is how he's able to create plays like this by himself. Check out his ball control as he hits the defense with a double cross before finishing at the rim. Here, another where he uses the high floater and remains in control even with the help defense in front of him. As great as Hero is, this team is even stronger thanks to their 2 other sharpshooters as well in Robinson and Strus. The Heat love to run their bread and butter play for Robinson, which involves him coming off a high screen preceded by him popping out for the 3. Watch how he gets all the way from the bottom left to the top right for this 3 off the screens. Here's another where Bam sets him up perfectly again for another 3. Like other shooters, Robinson has his ups and downs, but when he's on fire, the Heat are pretty much unstoppable. If you guys thought we were done with shooting power, then think again. The undrafted player out of DePaul University in Max Strus has been absolutely phenomenal in his first year with the Heat, shooting an astonishing 41% from three-point land. He even dropped 32 points against the Magic earlier in the year, where he hit 8 threes. Max has been a huge boost off the bench in terms of stretching the floor. Just check out his range as he hits this deep logo 3, converting the bad turnover to points. Let's not forget that capping off these guards is none other than all-star veteran himself, Kyle Lowry. With all the firepower they have on this Heat squad, the Villanova product has been playing more of a facilitator role while contributing massively on the defensive end as well. This shows in his stats as he's currently averaging 7.8 assists per game compared to his previous career average of 6.3 with the Raptors. His connection with other team members such as Butler so far has been apparent. Just look at this beautiful lob to Butler off this inbound pass. On the defensive end, he's been coming up huge along with the rest of the team. Lowry has a great knack for playing defense while contributing in other ways such as taking charge and hustling in key moments. We all know defense wins championships, and this year's Heat squad has a defensive rating of 107.4, putting them at a solid 5th best in the league. Thanks from the defensive first mentality from their coaches, they've managed to build a squad full of toughness, both in their star players and role players. The players on their squad who have the highest defensive rating so far are surprisingly their 3 big men in Bam, Omer, and Dwayne. The 6'9" all-star big in Bam has been averaging a solid 19 points along with 10 rebounds, while holding the team's highest defensive rating at 103, showing off his versatility in guarding positions 1 through 5. Likewise, fellow big and Omer Yurtseven has proven to be a solid backup for Bam, and he has shown out whenever the star center was out. During Bam's absence in December and January, Omer turned into a double-double machine, averaging a ridiculous 13.6 rebounds combined with 10.8 points a game. Together with Bam and Dedmon, they're able to cover the paint while playing excellent defense to boost this guard-heavy Miami squad. If we're doing the talk about defense, we also can't leave out the 3-and-D player himself, PJ Tucker. Tucker showcased his skills in the 2021 Finals against the Brooklyn Nets, where he was crucial in guarding and limiting one of the greatest scorers in history in Kevin Durant. Without Tucker taking that huge responsibility, the Bucks simply would have had no answer for KD. He always seemed to be guarding the biggest threats on the opposing team, night in and night out, and it's been no different on the Heat. Just check out how he's able to completely shut down Luka on this play, forcing him to pass the ball. Wrapping all of these defenders together, of course, has to be their engine and leader in Jimmy Butler. His toughness and winning attitude has become contagious throughout the squad, and it's been showing this whole season. It's apparent the impact he brings to this team, as they currently have a record 33-16 with Jimmy Butler this season and are just 14-9 without him. Of course, this is all good, but as the saying goes, the best ability is availability. So far this season, the Miami Heat have struggled with a lot of injuries and safety protocols. With the injury bug coming at different times of the season, the current Big Three in Kyle Lowry, Jimmy Butler, and Bam Adebayo have not been able to play together consistently. So far this season, they have shared the court just 23 times, while winning 17 of those and losing 6. If they're going to be a deep playoff team, they're going to have to stay healthy. Part of this is going to have to come from Coach Spo, who will need to use his elite coaching and management skills to keep them competitive, while letting their key players rest when needed. Having already passed Pat Riley in most wins in Heat history, Eric knows how to win, and it shows, since he's taken them to the finals 5 times already while having 2 championships underneath his belt. His IQ as one of the top coaches is key in final moments and will be crucial for the playoff run. Check out this huge inbound play that he drew up to seal the game against the Chicago Bulls. He leads the defense towards the backcourt, which then opens up the lane for Lowry for an easy layup. His championship experience, along with an all-around squad, makes this team really dangerous in the playoffs in 2022. Speaking of dangerous, let's not forget that the Heat still has one more trick up their sleeves in Victor Oladipo. After suffering a few injuries and multiple trades in the past few years, people often forget how good Oladipo has been in the NBA. The 2-time All-Star has been an All-NBA defender, which just adds to the already stacked defensive prowess that this team has to offer. The Heat will add even more depth to their deep squad, and any contribution from the former All-Star will boost this team in more ways than imaginable. Oladipo can make the Heat an automatic favorite, but we'll have to wait and see how he plays. Despite missing some key players throughout different parts of the season, the Heat have showcased that their team can play both offense and defense at a high rate, no matter who is on the court. Their depth in their squad is massive, and despite all of the injuries that they've had throughout the season, they've still kept the top seed in the East. Don't get us wrong, they definitely have their ups and downs just like other teams, but their combination of excellent chemistry and great coaching has really put them ahead of other teams. Their current winning form has the league on notice. They are hungry and they want their revenge. Do you guys think this Heat squad can make a deep playoff run? What do you think they need to work on? Let us know in the comments below. Speaking of revenge, just like the Heat, the Phoenix Suns have been at the top of the West and are out looking to change things around this playoff. Click on this next video to see why they are absolutely dominating other teams and what makes them the team to watch out for in the West.